we discussed yesterday? Yesterday session, what we have done? Connectivity modes. Anything? Data source. What is data source? Okay. So we completed the components of the Power BI. Okay. What are the components are there?
Components of three types: Power BI service, Power BI map, and Power BI Q&A.
So we have done that. We completed what are the components of the Power BI. Okay. And how those components will be working. What is the character of the each and every component? We elaborated it, right? We did elaborate. Now, then slowly we have seen that we have seen what is the data source. Okay, what are the data source examples, how many data source can capability to connect with the Power BI. We have seen that. And what is data source? From where we are getting the data for the Power BI to make anyone report or anything, right? Visualizations. And then we have seen that slowly, if we need to get the data from the data source to Power BI, what we have to do? We need to do some connection, right? So for that, what we have seen that data connectivity. Okay. The data connectivity in Power BI, we're having three types of data connectivity modes. What are those? One is import mode, and another one is direct query mode, and we're having one more thing which is live connection mode. Okay, so what is import mode? Okay, what is direct query mode, and what is live connection mode? Okay, we have to see in that. So what is import mode and what is direct query mode? If you observe that, see, we know that we need to get the data, right? See, but the data is not storing in our Power BI desktop. Why? Because it's not a data storage tool. It is only the data visualization tool. Okay, but if we need to get the data from the data source, means we need to give a connectivity in between the data source and then the Power BI. Okay, so now if we need to do that, means we do have three types of connectivity modes. Okay, which is import mode, direct query mode, and live connection mode. So if we discuss with what is import mode, what we can do with the when we are using that import connectivity mode, what we can do. Okay, and apart from that, when we are using the direct query mode, what we can do. So what are the drawbacks are there? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Okay, we have to see that. And apart from that, we are having one more is there live connection mode. And one more thing I have to say that in these three modes, okay, mostly regularly using connectivity mode is import mode. Why? Because if you are working with import connectivity mode, you can do anything with the data. You can do anything with the data, but only the drawback or the disadvantage is, what is that? Up to 1 GB of data size only you can use. You can get that into the Power BI. But one more thing, if you need to get the data more than 1 GB, still you have to work with all the operations. It means you have to do all the things with the data. Then what we have to do? For that, we have a solution. Later we will discuss it. Okay, going forward we'll discuss that. Okay, and one more thing is the direct query mode. Okay, direct query mode, what is that? Live connection mode, what is that? We'll see that. Okay, someone did not understand it. Okay, I will recap it again. If anyone did not understand what are the data connectivity modes, okay, how it will be working, what we can do with the help of this data connectivity modes. If anyone did not understand, means please let me know and try to understand this right now. Clear, everyone? Clear, right? Okay,
Yes,
so we are going to see
sir.
that. Yeah. So what is import connectivity mode? What is import mode? So what is import mode is, it is one of the data connectivity mode available in the Power BI to connect the data to get to connect the data source to get into the Power BI desktop itself. Okay. See, whenever I'm using that import mode, okay, what I am doing here is I'm getting the data from the data source to Power BI. Whatever the data is there in my data source, the entire data, each and everything, okay, whatever you want, entire data will be copying into that Power BI desktop. It means what the data is available in the data source, each and everything. Okay, it means the entire data will be copying into the Power BI, means whatever the data is there in the data source, that will be there in our Power BI internal memory. Okay, it is coming into internal memory. Clear, everyone? So that's why I said that the selected tables and the columns The selected tables and the columns are imported into the Power BI desktop. It means it is importing into the Power BI desktop internally, into internal memory of the Power BI desktop. Okay. So why we are importing that? As you create or interact with a visualization. Okay. Power BI desktop uses the imported data. Okay, the imported, with the help of the imported data, okay, we are going to creating a interacted visualizations. Okay, so for to do that, what we are doing, we are getting the tables or columns into Power BI desktop. Okay, clear everyone? Now, clear, right? Clear or not? Anyone doubt in this point? Online students, please respond. Hello,
No.
am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, and one more thing, see the second one is the metadata and body of the table. What is mean by body of the table? What is mean by body of the table? Nothing here. The entire data table it is. Okay, the entire data table it is. Okay. Now, body of the table. Body of the table data will be inside the Power BI. Whatever I discussed here, whatever I discussed here. So the metadata and the body of the table data will be inside the Power BI. Will be inside the Power BI. It means whatever the data we have been imported into Power BI, each and everything the data will be inside the Power BI. That is the meaning of this. Nothing here. Nothing difficulty to understand. Please try to understand. Okay. So we are doing these all things. We are getting the data from the data source to the Power BI, entire data. But the thing is, okay. But the thing is, there is a restriction for the import mode, which is data size up to 1 GB of the data only you can import into the Power BI. Okay. Now, and one more thing, whenever you choose to use the import mode, okay, in Power BI, we are having three views are available. What is that? Report view, data view or the table view, and then model view. Okay, if you are using this import mode, you can work with each and every view. It means, see, as I told you, if you are using that import mode, you can do anything with the data. Okay, with the data, you can do anything here. So now it means whenever you choose to import mode, you to use import mode, all the three views are available. Those are report view, data view, and then model view. It means, what is mean by this? You can work with these three views. Available means you can work with these three views. Okay, I'll let you know that what is report view, what is data view, what is model view, and all. Okay, now, and one more thing, if you observe that it supports all the DAX functions. That's why I told you you can do anything with your data. All the DAX functions means whatever the DAX function you need to use, whatever the DAX function you need to use to calculate the column, to calculate the data, whatever you want to do use the the DAX functions. All the DAX functions are supposed to when you are using that import mode. Okay, it means you can, and one more thing, you can work with multiple data sources. For example, I'm having four data tables, four data sets. So those four data sets are there in my data source. One is CSV file, okay, and one is Excel file, and one is SQL, okay, and one is Azure. So now how many are there? Four. In CSV file, I'm having one data set. In Excel file, I'm having one data set. In SQL, I'm having one data set. In Azure also, we do have one data set. If you observe that, we are having two flat files, one database, one cloud. Really, right? Yes or no? So it means we're having multiple data sources. We need to gather the data from different data sources, which are multiple data source. Okay, so from these data sources, we need to get the data. It means we can use multiple data sources while I'm working with import connectivity mode. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? And what is mean by this overall import mode? When you choose to import mode, you are creating a copy of the data. It means you are creating a copy of the data source into Power BI. It means we know what is the copy paste, right? We are copying the data in the data source and the pasting into Power BI. That's it. Clear, everyone? Anyone doubts in this? Ashwant?
No, sir.
Clear, right? Hello? అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir. Yes.
యశ్వంత్
Yes,
అర్థమైందా?
sir.
Okay.
అర్థమైంది సార్.
If you have any doubts, yeah, thank you so much, man. Okay, but now we have seen that one is import mode. Okay, second one is direct query mode. Okay, what is that? Direct query mode. So what is direct query mode? We are having one more data connectivity mode available in the Power BI to connect the data source to get that data into Power BI. Okay, so no data is imported or copied into the Power BI desktop. What I told you in import mode, you can copy the data. You are going to importing the data into the Power BI desktop. It means Power BI internal memory. You are copying that. But if we are working with direct query mode, you are not copying the data. You are not importing the data into the Power BI desktop. It means Power BI internal memory. Why? Because you're not importing here. Just you are establishing a connection between the data source and the Power BI. Okay, it means you are going to connecting. Okay, when you choose to use this mode, observe this point. When you choose to use this mode, you are creating a connection to the data source, and then only you are getting the data from there only. From there only means, for example, I'm getting the data from the SQL. Okay, when I'm getting the data from the SQL, I can't use another data source, which is Azure, which is I mean anything others. It means I cannot work with multiple data sources. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? So what is mean by this? We cannot get the data. I mean we are not importing the data into the Power BI desktop. Okay, and we are not importing the data into Power BI desktop means what is mean by that? We are creating a connection between them only. We are only creating a connection between them. Okay, now apart from that, if you observe that, the advantage of the direct query mode is there is no restriction of the data size to get that. I mean to work with the data. Okay, it means you can connect with unlimited data in the data source, from the data source. Okay, you can connect it with unlimited of the data from the data source. It means there is no restriction of the data. Unlimited, you can work with unlimited data size. Clear, everyone? Okay, now one more thing, as I told you that you cannot use multiple data sources. Sorry, you cannot use multiple data sources, and it will not support all the DAX functions. It is only the disadvantage of this. Okay, it will see, for example, I'm using the direct query mode. Okay, but I do have a requirement to use the time intelligent functions. It's not possible. It means some DAX functions will not support to the direct query mode. Okay, so that's why everyone mostly using that import mode only. Not only import mode, everything every connectivity mode will use, but the direct query mode is unlimited of the data sources. Okay, you can use that. Okay, so it means you cannot use multiple data sources, and it will not support all the DAX functions. Okay, example for this is direct query mode SQL server, which is the database. Clear,
Sir,
everyone? Here, up to here everyone clear, right? Yes, please.
sir, what is time intelligent function?
While we are discussing with DAX functions, I'll let you know that. Just I given one example here.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one more doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, in actually in import data, what we use it to do is we will collect the data from data source and we will copy that into Power BI desktop. and we will we will make the reports, right, sir?
Yes,
So suppose in direct mode, in direct mode what we do, we just connect a medium through direct mode, and we just use the data source, and we will use the data.
exactly.
So sir, suppose if
But
there is any, sir, if there is any changing in the data, suppose if I say, if there is any change in the data in meanwhile, suppose if in import data what we do, we copy the data. In meanwhile, if there is a change in the data, so we it's a disadvantage, na sir?
see, if the data is changing here means in Power BI we are having refresh the data. We can schedule refresh, we can manual refresh, we can do incremental refresh. By doing that, if there is any changes in the data sources, defaultly it will be changing in your reports also.
Okay, sir. So it will by default
Okay.
automatically in import data also it will automatically update the data as well.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone doubts? Clear, right? Right query mode. And coming to that, see, while you're connecting with the SQL, okay, while you're connecting with the SQL data source, it will be asking that, okay, you have to select the get data. You need to choose the SQL server database. When you choose this, it will be asking the server, it will be asking the database. Apart from that, it will be asking you which one connectivity mode you have to connect. Here you have to mention whether you need to connect with import mode or you need to connect with DirectQuery mode. Okay, we'll see that practically. Just I'm giving an example of the PPT. Okay, we'll see that in practically. Okay, fine. Now we're going to see that one more connectivity mode, which is live connection mode. See, live connection mode, when you're using that live connection mode, okay, the data is connecting directly to the source. Means the data, I mean whatever the data we are using, that is directly connecting to the data source to the Power BI. Similarly, direct query mode. Okay, it means we are creating a connection between the data source and then Power BI. Here also we are not importing, we can't importing the data into the Power BI. Okay, and one more thing. So here you cannot edit your data. You cannot do anything with your data. You cannot touch your data. You cannot touch your data means you cannot do data preparation. Okay, it means you cannot do the data preparation. Where we will do the data preparation? Power Query editor, right? So you cannot do the data preparation means no Power Query editor is available in this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So apart from that, and you cannot edit your relationships. Where you can create a relationships? Exactly, Power Pivot, right? So it
Yes.
means you cannot edit your relationships means you cannot do anything. It means Power Pivot also you cannot work with this. And as well as you cannot write all the measures and calculated columns. So what is mean by this? When you are choosing that live connection mode, okay, the data you cannot touch. So it means you have to create only the reports. Clear everyone? So example for those things, SSAS, which is okay, SQL Server Analysis Services, and Power BI dataset in services. In Power BI services, we will be importing the, I mean, while we are publishing that report, okay, data set also will be publishing that into Power BI services. That data set again we can use. Okay, that is one of the example of the live connection mode. Is that clear, everyone? What are the connectivity modes are available? The differences between each and every connectivity mode. What we can do with the connectivity modes, each and every connectivity mode. What we can't do. What are the disadvantages? What is the advantages? What is the drawbacks? What are the example of the data sources for each and every connectivity mode? Everyone clear, right? Anyone doubts so far? Anyone doubts? Anyone? Any doubts? Can I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So we have seen that data connectivity mode. Now there is a question. There is a question. See, the data is there more than 1 GB. Hmm? But we need to use the data set only. But that to the data set, we have to implement all the operations. Means we have to use all the DAX functions, all the things. We have to do all the things. Then what we have to do? See, if I need to do all the things means, if I need to do everything with the data set means we have to choose the import mode. But there is a restriction, only 1 GB of the data. If the data is more than 1 GB, I need to use all the things. I need to work with this data, whatever the requirements are there. All the implementations I have to use. Okay, then what I have to do? Did you got my question, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. For that, what I will do is I'm trying to giving you the licenses. In Power BI, we are having some licenses. Okay. In Power BI, we are having some licenses. Why the license actually? In generally, forget about the Power BI. Forgot about the Power BI. What is license? Generally, what licenses you know in real time? Company licenses, driving license. Okay. Okay. If you are considering that example for the driving license, hmm. Right. Right. Okay. And one more thing, I'll discuss for 2 to 5 minutes about the driving lessons. Okay, to get it clear. Okay. Now, see now, what are the driving licenses are there? Two-wheeler, four-wheeler. It's okay. That is your capability. I mean, that is your eligibility. I'm asking the types of the driving licenses. LLR is there, right? And LMV, low motor vehicle driving license. HMV, heavy motor driving licenses. They're having this, right? Why they giving three types of the driving licenses? They are having for each and every license. Yeah, having for each and every license they are given some restriction to the user. Yes or no? So if you are if you are using that LLR, what you can do? Mm. And one more thing, there will be exactly that there will be one duration. Yes or no? There will be a duration, and after that LLR, and the LLR will be up to 6 months only it will be working. After 6 months you have to renewal, or else within 6 months you have to get LMV, which is driving license. Okay. So now if you come to LMV, your motor vehicles driving license, so what you can do once you got the license? You can ride two-wheeler and four-wheeler, but there is one more restriction. What is that? In four-wheeler you cannot drive all the four-wheeler vehicles. What are those? Transport vehicles you cannot drive. There is one more restriction, and for that LMV also will be having some period. How many years? 10 years or anything. Okay, minimum 10 years, maximum or minimum 10 years are there. After that what we have to get? We can get HMV, right? We can get HMV, right? So what is going on here? Based on the type of driving license, we do have some restrictions. Okay, we do have some time period, we do have some eligibility. Yes or no? Yes or no? Based on the type of the driving license, the RTO has been given to the restriction to the user. Okay, so now if you observe that in the Power BI, everyone got it right? Everyone got it right? Hello online students, please respond. Please be active guys, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
coming to that Power BI licenses. Okay, in Power BI licenses also we're having one free trial license. Okay, and we have one Power BI Pro license. We're having Power BI Premium license. Okay, in Premium we're having that per user and per capacity. Okay, per user per capacity. See, after this topic, I'll give you, a most important question: how they will confuse you in between these connectivity modes and then these licenses. Please listen carefully. Okay, there is a chances to raise the question in between these two to confuse you. Okay, so now, sorry. So we are having the licenses which are Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium. Power BI Premium per user is there, Power BI Premium per capacity. Okay. Now, what is that Power BI Premium? Sorry, what is Power BI Pro? See, we are having this Power BI Pro license. Okay. So when I'm having the Power BI Pro license, what I can do? Okay. What I can do is the data size is limited in Power BI Pro license, that is up to 1 GB of the data. Okay, that is up to 1 GB of the data. You can work with up to 1 GB of the data size when you are using that Power BI Pro license. Okay, and now if you are using that Power BI Pro license, as I told you, you can refresh your data. Okay, so up to 8 days per day. It means how many times? Per a day, 8 times you can refresh of your data in your Power BI. Okay. Now what is refresh of the data? What is data refreshing? If there is any updates in the data source, if there is any changes in the data source, okay. If you are refreshing in your Power BI, defaultly it will be changing into your data set and your reports also. In your reports also. How it is? How it is possible? Why? Because we have a connection between the data source and the Power BI, right? We discussed the data connectivity modes. Okay, it is the reason, right? See, data is there in one more technology, and with that imported into the Power BI, it's okay, fine. And whenever you are creating a connection, created the connection between the data source and the connectivity, data source and the Power BI. So there is a connection between them. That's why if you are having anything, update the data or the change in data, anything is there in Power BI. If you are doing the refresh, you will get it. So that thing will be happening 8 times per day when you are using that Power BI Pro license. Clear everyone? Clear, right? So now, and one more thing is there. You can store the data maximum 10 GB per user. Any question there? What is that? 10 GB, right? You are thinking that I'll let you know that. You can get the data size up to 1 GB only. Then how we can store the data 10 GB? If you observe that, this is my data size only. It is my data size only. But for the Power BI, it can store data storage. It is I'm saying that data storage. Okay, data storage it is I'm saying that. I'll let you know that. Hmm, there is no any visual here, right? Okay, just give me a second. We know this slide, right? Yes, right. We know this slide, right? This is my data. It's my data size. Okay. Now I imported the data into the Power BI. Now I did created a visual. When I'm creating a visual, okay, just simply understand it is. It's a logic only. When I created a visual, what is the total sales? What is this all things? What is this all things? What is this all things? What is this data label? What is the data label? What is this all things? And for all this visual also will be storing in your Power BI. How it is? That's what I'm saying. Okay. Here I'm discussing about the data storage, but coming to the data size, it's completely different. Did you got my point, everyone? Everyone got it right? Okay, clear, right? Okay. So if you observe that Power BI Pro license, okay. So we're having the maximum data storage per user. Okay, per user it is 10 GB of the data you can store. 10 GB of the data you can store in Power BI. Okay. Now, if you need to use this Power BI Pro license, and if you observe that for LLR, how much amount of you have to spend for LMV? 1500 to 2200. If there is any agent in between you and RTO, it will be more, right? It means what is going on here? Based on the license, you have to spend some expenses. So here also, based on the license, based on the license, based on the eligibility, you have to spend some money. Means so pricing, coming to pricing of the Power BI Pro license, around $10 per user per month you have to spend for that. Okay, $10 means in INR 880 rupees or 838 rupees, including the tax. It will be taking 937 rupees, including the tax. If you are purchasing that Power BI Pro license, including the tax, it will be taking 937 or 935 rupees is there. Without tax, it is taking that 880 rupees something is there. Just 3 days ago or last week, I have been seeing that. When I'm purchasing for from my organization to my employees to give the access for the Power BI Pro license, uh, around 937 rupees per license is spent for that. Yeah, okay, fine. So that is about the pricing. Okay, the pricing are $10 per user per month. Okay, now when you are using that Power BI Pro license, it will be access that mobile applications also. That means in mobile also you can use that. For example, I can download that Power BI desktop. I told you that. Okay, in devices, mobile device, in tablet, in whatever the device, you can use this Power BI desktop. But the thing is, the Power BI Pro license can support in mobile Power BI desktop application or not, means it will access. It can do. Clear, everyone? Okay. And who can use this Power BI Pro license? Who can use this means? So those are organizations, the small size of the organizations. So, I mean, the medium size of the organizations, the startup organizations will be using this. Why? Because if they are having a mini project, if they are having a small project which 6 month project or 4 months project or data size is less means they can go and use that Power BI Pro license. So I hope everyone clear with this. Okay. And coming to the Power BI Premium per user. Okay, per user means you can get the data, you can use the data size limited up to 100 GB. As I told you, now if you're having that Power BI Premium license, you need to use import mode. But we are using the if I'm using that import mode, up to 1 GB data is there. We need to implement all the operations. We need to work with all the operations with the data. So the data size is more than 1 GB. Then what we have to do? Premium. If you have purchased the premium, you can work with data, whatever you want, however you want. Means you can play with your data. You can play with your data when you are using that import mode. Okay. Now, how many times I can refresh my data in premium? In premium, 48 times per day. Is it? So now we're discussing this. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now, if you observe that, how many times I can refresh the data per day? 48 times I can refresh the data per day from when I'm using that Power BI Premium per user. Okay. For capacity also we can do 48 times per day. But coming to the data storage, when I'm using that coming to data store, I can store the data maximum per user is 10 terabytes. Okay. And coming to that Power BI Premium for capacity, 100 terabytes of the data I can store here. Okay. And one more thing is there, coming to up to if we discuss with the price, $20. Okay. And here premium per capacity around 5,000 we have to spend here. Yes or no? Now it also Power BI Premium per user also can accept mobile access. Okay. And Power BI Premium per capacity also can access. So who can use this those licenses? Huge and enterprise scale can use. Okay. Small means Power BI Pro. Okay. So these are about licenses are available. Okay. Anyone doubts in this? Anyone doubts? I hope everyone clear, right?
Sir, can you explain once about data size and data store?
Data size and data store. Now, what is this folder?
Data
What
sets.
is this folder? Data sets. See, I'm having many files here, right? Now, what is the
Yes, sir.
size of this data?
1357 KB.
What is, right? So it means it is my data size. It is
Okay.
my data size. If I am, see, just 1 second. How much data I can store? I'm going to storing in my folder. Is all the data
Nine.
size, right? Yes or not? Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
how much? See, for example, if we consider as 1 GB, right? 1 GB of the data I'm storing here, but the data size is for your folder 1.35 KB only. Did you got my point? Simple it is.
Okay, sir.
Did you got my point or not? This is my data set is a folder. Assume this is a Power BI. This is you can store your data. It can be stored something here, but the size of the data is for the single 1 GB of the data. Clear?
Oh,
Clear or not?
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anyone doubts in this so far? Everyone clear, right? Online students, please respond. what we have done so far, day one onwards. Initially, when I'm starting that agenda, we discussed it with what is visual. Yes, right. What is visual? If the data is representing in graphical form, will be called as a visual. Basic thing, right? Again, how to analyze visual? Yes or no? Yes or no? Importance of visuals, and then okay, play of Power BI, and what is Power BI, and then architecture I can call as okay, or else workflow of okay Power BI, and then uh, maybe I discussed it with why Power BI, some reasons I given that maximum features are there, right? Why Power BI, right? After that, components of Power BI, and then working of
Working of
components, and then what we are done, data source, right? And then connectivity modes, sorry, connectivity modes, licenses, these we discussed. Okay, these all are minimum basics you have to know if you need to learn this technology. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? So
Yes, sir.
now we are, yeah, now if you know these all things, now we are ready to learn the technology practically. Clear? So now what I have to do? I need to install Power BI, right? So now to install the Power BI, it's very simple thing. Okay, it's very simple thing means how I'm saying that is simply if you want to, I mean, if you want to play any one game, what you will do in your mobile? You will go to
We will
the
install.
Play Store. Simply you will download and you can install and you can use this. Same thing. What I will do is I'm going to Microsoft Store, not Play Store. I'm going to Microsoft Store. I'm opening this. Simple it is. If you got it, you no need to any, even you no need a PDF. You're not getting my screen, right? You guys are okay. I'll let you know later. Okay, for this. So online students, you are getting my screen.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So how to install the Power BI? How to download it? First of all, we have to download it, right? Okay, how to download it? So I'm going to Microsoft Stores. Okay, I'm going to Microsoft Stores. Just give me a second. Why you are unable to get it? Facing issue with the screen. Are you getting now? Hmm? Yeah. You have to open it, okay, which is Microsoft Stores. Okay. In this, just you need to search Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop. Now enter. Straightforward installation of the Power BI. There is nothing difficulty. Okay, simple it is. It's an application only, right? Okay, now what you have to do? You need to go for the Power BI desktop. We are having Power BI desktop or the report builder or query data refresh. You don't want these all things. Forgot about these all things. Okay, just you need to install that Power BI desktop. Okay, you have to open it. Once you did open it, okay, you are able to get it installed. You have to click on this. Directly it can be installed. Nothing difficult. Three steps only. What is that? Open Microsoft Store, search it, select it, install it. Nothing here. Okay. Try to do that. If anyone facing installation of the Power BI desktop, okay, let me know in the next session. I will let you know that. Okay. It is one way. Who are using more than Windows 10 in your device, for them it is. Why? Because so I hope everyone using that Windows 10. I think. Yes or no? Anyone using below of Windows 10, Windows 8 or Windows 7? Anyone using to practice? Online students, please respond. Okay, fine. Now it is one way. In another way, I'll let you know that open your Google Chrome or any web browser. Okay, open it. Here you have to type that Power BI desktop download. Once you search it, once you selected this, you will get a link. Okay, here you have to select a link which is first one or second one, whatever you want you can select. Now I'm going to select in download Power BI desktop from official. Simple steps those are. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, it is opening that. Once we did open, it is saying that Power BI desktop. It is asking directly download. Anything difficulty here? But it is giving you the eligibility of your system, details of this system requirements, install instructions. Okay, details you will get it. Whatever we discussed here: get data, creating relationships, create reports, save reports, upload our publish our reports. What is this? Can I say it's a workflow of the Power BI? Why? Because what is workflow of the Power BI? We can get the data into the Power BI, then we have to clean it, then we have to make relationships, I mean the data modeling, and then we have to make reports, and then we have to publish that reports into the Power BI services. That only the workflow of the Power BI, right? It means what we can do with the help of the Power BI. That only. Just they given a description. You can use this also. If you want to know it more elaborate to theoretical means you can use this. Okay, so that's all. And so what we have to do? Click on the download. Okay, here it is asking that which one we have to download. Okay, Power BI desktop should have 64 bytes for this. Okay, you can select this. Anyone you can select this. You can click on download. It will be downloading, and you can open this. Okay, you can. I hope everyone knows. Just you need to click on next, next, next. Nothing here. Okay. So try to download it. If anyone facing installation of the Power BI issues, let me know in the next session. I'll try to solve it. Okay, steps I will give you that. Okay, I'll try to upload the document about that installation. Okay, I hope no need to give the document also. Why? Because it's very simple step, but as a formal I'll give that. Clear everyone? So that's all about for today what we discussed. we discussed today again about that data connectivity modes, and then we discussed about licenses, and we discussed about installation of the Power BI. So that's all about for today. And whatever the PPT I discussed here so far, that PPT will be there in a Google Classroom. I will upload that today. Okay, why? Because why I did not upload that today? Upload today means, see, actually this entire one PPT, if I'm uploading, that means the upcoming you guys cannot concentrate on upcoming classes. Why? Because we are having already a document. Why we need, see, someone will be thinking, I'm not saying that to all, someone will be thinking that. So first, what is my thought is, I have to give an explanation, and then I'll give the document. If you did not understand means, you can go through the refer the document. Clear everyone? Anyone doubts? I hope everyone clear, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
And if anyone did not enroll the course, please try to enroll the course. Okay, you can contact to a number. You do have number, right? Everyone having number, right? Okay, you can contact to that number. Okay, my team will be helps to you to enroll this course. Okay, and this course, what we will discuss exactly? Okay, what we will discuss is, first we will discuss that Power BI. Okay, in Power BI, what we are going to see? Okay, the basic visualizations we have to see, and after that we need to discuss about the dash. It's very very important for the Power BI developer. And then we will see that Power Query, and then after Power Query we'll see that Power Pivot, data modeling. Data modeling, Power Query means data cleaning. Okay, data modeling and data cleaning. And then what we have to see, data modeling and data cleaning, and the reports we will create in the visualizations. And then we have to see that Power BI services. Finally, we have to know something about the database. For that, additionally, I'm giving you a basic knowledge about, clear, right? Okay, a complete course duration is 60 days. If we cannot cover in 60 days, I can extend. But my concept is, each and every concept I have to say for you. That is okay. And there is no time to discuss the interview question for today. Okay, sorry for that. Remind me tomorrow. I'll let you know that. Clear, everyone? So that's all about for today. Anyone, any questions? Anyone, any questions? Clear, everyone, right? Okay, fine. So that's all about today. Okay, I'll connect with you tomorrow. Okay, the sessions will be continuous. And once we did install the Power BI, we are going to start the practical sessions. Okay. So for that, you have to be clear with your basic level. I hope everyone clear with the basic level concepts, and then we'll start the practical sessions. So that's all about for today. Thank you for joining, everyone. I'm going to leave. Anyone doubts? Clear, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye,
Yes.
guys.